Hi friends, welcome to Vlogmas Part 5. So Jeremias has another doctor's appointment that I just dropped him off at, and I thought that while I'm sitting here in the car, I could answer some of the questions that you guys left for me over on the community tab. But before I do that, just catching up on things. Yesterday I did not vlog. I just wasn't feeling it. I woke up feeling a bit under the weather and just kind of run down. So I still, was able to get through my day and do the things that I needed to do. I did my practicing and I finished up making our arrangement, the Sugar Plum variation arrangement that I showed you in another video. So I did manage to do those things, but I just wasn't feeling like myself, and I don't know, I thought that I would take a day off from the vlogging. But we're back, hello. And then on the agenda for today, I'm going to do some practicing and then hopefully record my part for that video. Jeremias recorded his yesterday, so I'm excited to line them all up together and then send them off to my friends Olivia and Leah, who are going to record their parts on top of that. Okay, so getting into the questions, I thought that I would just answer a few of these and then maybe save some of the other ones for my next vlog. So this question is from Lena Flute, or maybe it's Lena Flute, sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. It says, do you think that there is a limit to technique? I am still improving, but I would love to continue growing until I'm an old nanny. It's one of the reasons I still practice. Love your videos. So this is an awesome question, and I absolutely think there's no limit to how much you can improve your technique. If I thought there was a limit, I think that would take away any motivation I had to practice. I think the only time there's a limit is when we put a limit on ourselves. I know there's been times in the past that I've said to myself, oh, I'll never be able to play XYZ piece or excerpt or exercise, whatever. Just that, oh, it's too hard, it's beyond my capabilities. But when you tell yourself something like that, you're already putting a limit on what you can do. So I think, as cheesy as it sounds, the first step in getting better at whatever is believing that it's possible. And yeah, hopefully I'm going to be practicing my technique exercises until the day I die, just because I never want to stop improving, and I think it's definitely possible. The only person who can put a limit on what you can do is you. And that's something that I need to remind myself also from time to time. But anyway, so keep practicing. Aracelli Nino, or maybe it's Aracelli, asks, what is the most overplayed flute piece? I actually have been planning to make a video about this. I think there's a lot of overplayed flute pieces. Some of them are overplayed because they're just great pieces, and then others are just, I don't know, they're just super popular. So you'll have to wait and see which ones I think are the most overplayed in a future video. But let me know in the comments what you guys think is the most overplayed flute piece, or overplayed classical music piece in general. Layla Dawson asks, when I began playing flute, I felt like it came easy to me, whereas violin didn't. Did you know it was the instrument for you straight away? So when I was 10 years old in 4th grade, we were able to choose an instrument at school. I had already been playing the piano for a few years before that, but I knew that I wanted to add another instrument. And we could select, I think, 3 instruments that we wanted to try before we could make our choice, and I chose to try the flute, the oboe, and the viola. I remember the viola felt fine. I mean, like, the teacher would just like put our fingers down on the fingerboard where they should be, and then like let us, do something with the bow. Then I tried the flute, which I was actually able to make an okay sound at the very beginning, but then there was like a month after that I was really struggling. And then I tried the oboe, and I remember feeling like I was going to pass out when I was blowing into that thing, like, no thank you. And now, honestly, as beautiful as the oboe is, and as an amazing of an instrument that it is, I'm just so glad that I don't play any instrument where I have to make my own reeds. I feel like in 4th grade, when you choose your instrument, they should really, make a disclaimer like, okay, if you're picking the oboe or the bassoon, you're going to spend a lot of your life making reeds. Anyway, so I think that I also just loved the sound of the flute. My cousin played the flute, and I really looked up to her. And then I remember my band teacher played a bit of a sample of the flute for us, and I was just like, wow, this sounds gorgeous. So I think I really fell in love with how it looked and how it sounded. It seemed a bit more like glamorous and mystical and shiny than the viola, so I think that's why I ultimately ended up going with the flute. Okay, and then let's answer like one more and I'll save some of the rest for another video. Pascal L asks, how do I know if I'm ready to take out the plugs in my French keys? So I talk a bit about this subject on my open hole versus closed hole flute video. I'd say the only way you know if you're ready is just, you know, take out one at a time and see how it goes. Of course, if you have like a really nice setup with your hand position going on, it's probably going to be okay. But yeah, I'd say if you already have an intermediate level or step up level flute, which I'm assuming you do from the question, I would say just go for it. So taking them out one by one, starting with the easier ones like the A key and the F and maybe the E, and then, you know, leaving the G or the D for last. Okay, so thank you guys so much again for sending in the questions. I'm going to try to get to more of them in a future video, and if you haven't already, you can go over to the community tab and leave a question there on the post, or you can leave it here in the comments of this video. So hit or miss should probably be done soon, so I will check in with you guys later. Recording outdoors. Are we stupid? Yes. Probably. Does it sound good? Maybe. Does it look cool? Definitely. This girl's got her socks on her hands. Sorry. Thank you.
Hope it's good. Hope it's worth it.
So now I'm going to spend some time practicing the Sugar Plum flute parts. Since the thing with my sister took a bit longer than I expected, I think that I'm just going to record the Sugar Plum tomorrow. But that's also good news because it gives me some time to practice this part, which is a little bit nasty here. It's actually not that bad if you've been practicing your arpeggios and whatnot, but we'll get there. Like that, but now like 10 times faster. So I just finished recording my 2 parts for Sugar Plum, and now I'm going to put them together with Jeremias's parts and then the click track, and then send them off to Olivia and Leah. So today is week 3 of my getting back into flute shape plan. I've been trying to think about what I'm going to add this week. I thought about adding an extra 10 minutes to bump up my total practice time to 50 minutes, but I'm just trying to anticipate the fact that tomorrow's Christmas Eve, that it's Christmas, and I have some time off from teaching. So I'm just feeling like I might not be the most motivated to practice, and I don't want to give myself a goal that I know that I might not accomplish. I feel like there's just nothing worse than that feeling, and the point of doing this also gradually was to make it achievable. Part of me would love to add some extra time, but the other part of me knows that maybe it's not the best idea right now. So that being said though, if I do feel inspired in the moment and I want to keep playing, I'm going to let myself do that. So now I'm working on editing and putting our Sugar Plum video together. You can see here I already put in Jeremias's 3 violin parts and then my 2 flute parts, and now I'm adding in my friend Olivia's 3rd flute part, and then I'll put in the 4th flute part later, and then finally our friend Leah on viola. So I'm really excited. This is the most amount of videos that I've synced together using iMovie actually. I think the most I've ever really done before is just 4 things, like with 4 flutes. So I'm excited to be doing a bigger project like this. And also this is my first like real arrangement that I have ever put together and played. So I'm really excited to share it all with you guys, and I hope that you like it. So I'll be posting it sometime on Friday on Christmas as a little present to all of you. So I really hope that you guys enjoy it. So I'm gonna finish up doing this, and then I think later tonight we're gonna go look at some Christmas lights. Apparently there are some really cool houses around us where people went all out with the lights. So that should be fun, you know, just trying to get into that holiday spirit even though everything feels a bit different this year.